Welcome to Lore here, everybody. Episode 16. We're back. No guest this time. If you missed our last episode, we had Toy Machine on. Very cool podcast. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But again, just the boys for this week. We have a few things to talk about. So some good news, some bad news. Well, sad news, we'll say.
Bittersweet.
What do you guys want to start with? Do you want to start with the sad, or do you want to start with the happy?
Let's start with the sad.
All right.
Might as well get it out of the way.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Sad news, somber news, bittersweet news. Rock Band 4 is over. It's done. DLC is over. Canceled.
It's not canceled.
No, after 8 years of support with Rock Band 4 DLC, weekly is over. There's no more DLC for Rock Band 4. The last pack was, let me pull it up here. They were going with kind of a sad, somber tone, saying their goodbyes to us. They actually, the last 2 weeks of DLC were following this theme. The first week was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John, and Our Love Will Still Be There by the Trogs. And at that point, those were released before they had announced that they were ending the DLC. But people were already thinking, like, I think I see a theme coming up here. This doesn't look good, guys. This might be the end. And sure enough, it was. And then on Thursday, January 25th, the last DLC came out, Wherever You Will Go by The Calling, Send Me On My Way by Rusted Root, and Thank You by Dito. Those are it. That's all she wrote. Rock Band 4 is a complete game now.
It's a little.
Is it complete?
Wow. It's a little bit hard to even put to
done.
Words.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? It kind of reminds me, if we could go back a little bit. Did they ever? What was their blog post when they stopped making DLC for Rock Band 3?
I don't remember that, but I do remember it being a lot more
I'm trying
really?
to pull it up currently. Because they also did a little goodbye thing too. Back then they had the Frank Turner song that was free, and then they had American Pie.
Wait, that Frank Turner song, wasn't that part of the comeback? I still believe that was the comeback song, I think.
Oh, you're right. That is the comeback song. My bad.
Yeah, the free one was at the start.
They just straight up had American Pie, right? It was one song.
Just one song. Just American Pie. That was it.
See, I feel like that was I think even at that point in time, they knew that they was probably going to make a comeback one day.
At that point, they were already developing Rock Band 4 for sure. This was April 2nd, 2013 that happened. So I mean, that's
interesting.
Well, maybe they weren't.
And then 2 years later,
a little over 2 years for Rock Band 4 to come out. So 2.5 years. So maybe they weren't.
Yeah, and I want to
it.
say they did the surprise DLC drop in 2015, which was insane.
Yeah,
they did,
my God, that was
5 songs.
That was
remember that day?
I think
that day I was like, "What the fuck? Rock Band 3 DLC? Avenged Sevenfold, Arctic Monkeys? What is this?"
Yeah, now I gotta look at the dates for
Tenacious
those.
D.
Bangers,
that was
dude.
so fucking hype, dude. That was so hype.
Yeah, that happened, and I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that was
real ass shit happened.
January 13th, 2015. You had "Are You Mine" by Arctic Monkeys, "Shepherd of Fire," Avenged Sevenfold, and "Something from Nothing" by the Foo Fighters.
That's when I first I was like, oh man, I'm gonna start posting on YouTube more, something like that.
It's like, oh, we're back,
ago.
baby. We're so back. We've been gone for 2 years, and it felt like forever back then, but now we're back. And then the next month after that, February 17th, 2015, they had "Rise of the Phoenix" and "Back to the Shack." And then it was March 5th. March 5th, there was that single, "I Still Believe" by Frank Turner, which was a free song.
That was a free one.
And
I think that's when I caught wind of it, and I was like, wait, they released more songs. What the fuck's going on? But it seems
the
like
writing was
Rock
on the
Band
wall.
4, with this Rock Band 4, completely done, and even with their blog post, you want to put a picture of the blog post up?
I can grab that. Yep.
Up on here. They're saying it's been a good time. Essentially, they're like, it's been a long time. We're gonna put our efforts into Fortnite Festival now, which is gonna have Rock Band 4 instrument support, soon. Which I'm still thinking is probably gonna be summertime. I think summertime is a good safe bet.
Summertime.
But if it's any earlier, I'm also mostly curbing my expectations, only because it's okay, that's such a major update to Fortnite Festival, and especially if they're saying over and over again they want to do it right. They want to be able to do it right, and I want them to do it right. I don't want none of this auto hitting with overdrive activation type shit. Being able to hit notes in front of other notes type shit.
I really think in this situation that Harmonix has like kind of learned from their mistakes, right? Like I really feel that way because Rock Band 4 especially has always been a bit of a touchy subject. Like my first experience with Rock Band 4 is I was upstate in college and I got the band in a box and drums didn't work at all. You would hit the pad and it would like register your input like 100 milliseconds later or some shit. And there was no cross compatibility, there was no legacy adapter at the time for older instruments, and it was very limited on the DLC you could get. There was no practice mode, there was no hyperspeed, there was no nothing.
Yeah, no practice mode was wrong.
Yeah, that's wild.
It was brutal. It was a very limited experience, right? And and maybe some people could say that, oh, well, Fortnite Festival has launched where it's also lacking a lot of stuff too, but
you know what? There's no practice mode in there too.
My rebuttal to that would be that in this situation, because of the way that they've marketed the game and the mechanics of it, I don't feel as much of a need for practice mode right now, right? Like when Rock Band 4 came out,
let's also address it too. The songs are fucking easy for us to play.
Yeah, that's true. What part do you?
And I'm having fun dominating most of the time because it's fucking easy, and then we could just legitimately perfect at the same time, work on our practice notes, or practice our perfect hits and our overdrive pathing, and at least we don't have to pay for a restart button. You know what I mean? We don't have to pay for a restart button.
But we are
not a GH Live
0.1% of people who play the game, right? A lot of people, I'm sure, would benefit from having a practice mode. Because,
no, absolutely, and I really want there to be a practice mode, and the fact that there isn't one is a little bit, it's just, even with the free song rotation, I'm just like, there's got to be like a practice mode at some point, because have you played that You Don't Know Me song on drums? It's the most technically complex chart by far.
Here's what I'll say about You Don't Know Me, right? We're getting to a point where we're reaching the end of easy flawlesses with guitar controllers.
Yes.
Because,
100%.
hey, if you want, with the overdrive hitting notes automatically, if you want a good score on that, good luck activating at the right time in the fast
It's so fucking
bits
hard to activate, right?
And not overhitting with a guitar controller. Good luck.
Like, that's a real
Seriously,
problem.
It's tough.
It is very tough.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that they're listening to us on that regard. But some people still think that that's a glitch.
Yeah,
but
they are listening. Yeah, they have bigger fish to fry right now, in my opinion. Yeah,
Like I remember back when I played Guitar Hero 2, I figured out the Hopo glitch by accident, and I didn't think that anybody else knew because it was such a specific thing. I was like, oh, my hammer-on's broken, but if I restart the song or I go back. Or like if I go back and select the song again, the hopo's fixed. Or if I hit this hopo and then not do it the right way or something, it puts the glitch onto that.
Yeah,
note,
I think we all kind of discovered it on our own, but we didn't know that there was a larger thing going on. Other people knew it too. It's just there was this note no longer works. I have to strum this note now. What the hell's going on with that? Okay, quit, and then it just worked again.
And it was only Guitar Hero 2 on PS2 that did that.
fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
GH80 fixed it, GH2
which is why a lot of people started making custom ISOs on GH80s instead. That was a thing that happened.
Yeah. Which was actually super clutch, by the way, on Harmonix's part, because that game came out like 7 months after Guitar Hero 2. And I'm sure
there was
they knew about it clearly.
Long turnaround time on that game. Like they probably
you know what? They actually announced it. They announced that they fixed the glitch in a Score Hero thread. I believe.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I want to say I'm like 90% sure that they're like. They announced that they fixed the Hopo glitch in 80s and GH2 360.
Damn, if you can get your shovels out and dig that up, I would love that.
I would probably ask Local H because he probably
I was going to say Scott could probably find
H would know that 100%.
Probably knows. Yeah.
H is like the historian for when it comes to that
But if not,
shit.
then I'm a capper, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what, though? There's still proof that Harmonix is listening nowadays, like we were just saying, like they're listening. I can give my own input there and say that I've directly talked to people on the festival team about issues I've had, and they've legitimately said, hey, you know what, we weren't tracking this, let me send this to my internal team.
Yeah, because for people who don't know how video game dev works, like they'll have like a tracker, essentially. They'll have a tracker of things to do, features that aren't added yet but they need to get to, bugs, what's done, right? And so
like a Trello.
A Trello.
So boards, like what Call of Duty does.
They do track all these things, and so when you're told, oh, we weren't tracking that, like that's what they mean, like they add it to the tracker, so that way the whole entire team is aware of it.
Jason, I think all of us here have really been very vocal about just the inconsistencies, any glitches that we run into. We don't want them. Like the newest one is being able to hit a note in front of another note.
Very
World
Tour
like
that
type
last
shit.
night. I found that shit out last
Dude,
night when I was playing some of these new songs.
I think that shit is new. I want to say that shit is new. I want to say that it's new.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I feel like it's probably happened to us accidentally.
It happened to me on Thursday, but I have almost always like dropped my combo and like if anything like that has ever happened.
Well,
but it may be like a compensation for.
Don't know.
I was gonna say like, what if it's compensation for server desync, one way or another?
Maybe.
It very much could be.
Think about the context of what Jake did it in. I think is the most important thing. It was a certain
because like what was it? It was a lane 2, 3, 5
of notes.
It was a lane 2, 3. It was a quick R-Y
2,
and
3,
then
5.
There was no 5. It was just R. Well, it was like that. So you have the 2 notes.
Yeah,
and a small
so
break.
basically.
The point is that there wasn't a lot of space between the notes. So
not a lot of space. It was fairly quick. The hit windows overlapped for sure.
This is probably Harmonix's
and I hit them out of order. I hit
hit
lane 3 before I hit lane 2, and it kept my combo. Right, and that probably shouldn't happen.
Is there any chance that might be because of default control binds where the left 2 lanes are one hand and the right 3 lanes are another because it was lane 2 and 3?
Maybe there's some logic.
Have we tried it with? Yeah, have we tried it with like 3, 4, and 5?
Good point.
I would have to find more
just
examples
1 and
of good places to try that on. But yeah, that's a good
Because
call.
I base solo.
I think that the notes have to be like 20/4 or something, like between each other.
Yeah,
what song was that
else worth
actually?
mentioning real quick because
so found what we're looking for.
Which song was that first?
I think it was. I still haven't found what I'm looking for by YouTube.
Okay.
So again, another one of the new songs.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I asked is because Less Than was the one that I had the activation where I ended up hitting it on a note. We've already seen it hit 2 notes, and I've heard people say it could hit more. But I'd never personally seen it with my own eyes.
You fucked around and found out.
Yeah, and we don't know if this was frame perfect or what.
I think it is.
Somehow,
I think it is.
Somehow, my activation ended up clearing a note in the middle lane, the left lane, and the furthest right lane at the same time.
Yeah, so it was 3-1-5.
I gotta grab that screenshot. I gotta get your screenshot because that looks fucking crazy. It's like
I have
it's
a screenshot
it's a green, yellow,
of the
orange
frame
chord,
right before you
Like,
activate.
it's crazy.
No, it's great.
It's
great seeing the 3 on the strike line activate. Like once you see that, you're like, whoa,
that's cracked.
Yeah. Oh man,
it's wild.
Yeah.
We're still finding weird shit in this game.
Yeah. But like, hey, if you think about it, the game's only been out for like a month and a half. You know, it's been out for a month and a half. It feels like it's been a lot longer, probably because we've dedicated our fucking lives to it. For the last month and a half too.
Man, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
Every day feels like 2 days because it's just like, man.
Hey, here's a thought.
Yeah.
We've been playing this more, than they've been when they've on break, right? We might have had more time in festival than some of the people who work on it right now. Like we've been so involved with it.
It's very possible, but like, who knows?
It's totally possible. It's wild.
I was gonna say, speaking of which, like the content that dropped last week we got 6 songs. That's awesome.
Fire.
6
songs is pretty excellent.
But
true. If you're talking about the entire
week,
yeah.
With the Battle Pass too, we got 9 songs. Yeah. 9 motherfucking songs.
It's nuts. I mean,
they had that accidental song drop on Tuesday. But like,
good for you.
Yeah.
Which also I found out. Someone, I think Furchan, told me that they did an adjustment to the vocals chart from Tuesday to Thursday.
So Jason,
there were some missing notes. There were some missing notes on the vocal chart.
Well, now I got to go back and watch Jason's stream when he was playing it, so I can compare.
Yeah. I literally
Did you
need
comment
to go
on
back
that?
I need to go.
Because I noticed. I didn't say it right away.
I posted a video of that.
Yeah,
okay.
Jason,
I noticed that
Jason
there was.
Us.
I was like, there's some notes missing on the vocal chart when I was playing it, but like, I didn't say it out loud. I just I knew in the back of my head because I just wanted to see the chart as it was. But yeah.
Oh, I need to go record another run and compare them.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm interested. This is the shit that gives my gears turning. I love
that's
that.
That's what I was told
today, buddy.
That's what I was told. That'd be really cool.
Oh man, I would want to duet myself on TikTok instantly and do a side-by-side comparison. That'd be so
video,
fun,
man. Good stuff.
Yo, that'd be so sick. All right, wow, I got homework. Lore Hero homework.
Yeah, man.
All right, now we have to pay attention
funny
for next week when they inevitably put a song out in the shop early, because I mean it's becoming a trend the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, Jake, I was gonna say like, bro, make sure your Fortnite is updated on your phone, bro, so you just like pull it up.
That was the plan. That was the plan. Actually, I was gonna have my Fortnite on because I was stuck at work really late one night, and I couldn't get to the Good For You, but while I was still in the shop for the first 30 minutes or whatever.
Like I remember at some point when they came out with Fortnite on iPhone, I was like, oh, buy fucking skins, when the shop resets or whatever. Because what was it? Ninja said that he's like, oh yeah, you know what? I like Fortnite iOS because I could buy skins on the go. Like that's what he said. I was like, that's so funny.
What a guy!
Because the
use code Ninja, by the way.
The mobile Fortnite when it came out, like when it first came out, was dog shit. It was dog shit. Yeah, it was like locked 30 FPS on like the strongest phone. It was nuts.
Yuck.
But speaking of which, it is coming back to iOS.
In Europe.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks to Europe. And so now they're gonna have like they're gonna have their Epic Games Store app downloadable, so iOS fans get to rejoice because they don't have mobile players do not have to play on Android anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know who the first person I thought of, Alec, when I saw that news? Ducky.
Yeah. No, he was hyped. He's hyped.
Yeah,
man. Like he has been
I
without
remember
Fortnite iOS for over 3 years.
Well, I remember
the
when that
last
was first
season
happening.
that they got. Yeah,
I remember when that was first happening, and like he was like rightfully very scared.
It's been 1,200 days and counting since it's been on iOS.
Guys, don't update your phone. Don't delete the app.
No,
you can't get it back.
Straight up, you can still log on to it. It still connects you to a server that's just kind of frozen in time.
Really?
And it's like Chapter 2 Season 3. They like flooded the map or whatever. You can go find gameplay of it. It's actually bizarre. And every time you load into a match, it's like 20, 30 bots. Maybe you get like 1 or 2 real people.
That's so cool.
But it's like 20 to 30 bots.
Wild.
But yeah, like people like they have their iPads on like the firmware that it was last supported on. They're like, okay, I'm gonna keep Fortnite on here because at some point like it took it off like automatically, but it's like frozen in time in a season in like fucking 2020. It's insane.
Yeah, I just looked this up on eBay. There's people trying to sell this shit, an iPhone with Fortnite still installed for like $1,500.
Yeah, dude.
Why
they're not selling. I looked at sold listings. None of them are selling. Nobody's buying this shit, but people are trying to sell it for that. And I can understand it. That's the Flappy Bird thing. If Flappy Bird had the same shit. I had an old iPod Touch that I didn't use anymore that I downloaded Flappy Bird on, because I used to bring that to school with me or whatever. Because my mom didn't want me, like, I don't know. I forget the entire thing. But I had a phone and I had an iPod. Both had Flappy Bird. I didn't really use the iPod. I'm like, oh, I could sell this for a lot of money. Now Flappy Bird got taken off because like people are selling their shit for like $400. Just because it had Flappy Bird on it back in the day, 2014 or whatever that was.
No flapping your bird in our household, young man.
I can only flap my bird at school.
Like,
bruh.
Dude, that was like the Flappy Bird phenomenon for that week was actually pretty crazy. Everybody was talking about Flappy Bird. Like, what's your highest score?
There's like a difference. Yeah, like the iPhone version was like harder than the Android version.
Yeah,
was it?
I had an Android.
Wait, really?
I had an Android phone. The Android phone ran the
iPhone.
game at 60 FPS, and the little Flappy Bird was like a little bit slower. And then like if you played on iPod or iPhone, it was like 25 FPS.
Yeah, I remember.
Bitch had so much weight to that bitch. It was
pay
terrible.
to win, Flappy Bird.
Yeah, I believe it was the same developer.
Machine.
Dong Nguyen. That was his name,
Dong
bro.
Nguyen. Yeah.
Dong
Nguyen.
I was just thinking that.
Wherever he is, I hope he's alive.
I hope he's well.
That was such a wild announcement that he made on Twitter. It's like, like he was making
no,
like,
but like it was like
it
legit.
Makes way more sense.
It was like a legit thing saying like because if you start making that much money in Vietnam is like one of those countries where it's like, corrupt, law enforcement, that type of stuff. Cartels run, some parts of Vietnam. It's like if you start making too much money, hey, bro. You're on a list
it's
somewhere.
Dangerous,
so like,
yeah.
dude,
and he was
back
making
away.
money, like lots of money every day.
He was making every day was like 6 figures, just from ads alone. Just from ads alone. So like,
I found the tweet from February 8th, 2014. I am sorry, Flappy Bird users. 22 hours from now, I will take Flappy Bird down. I cannot take this anymore.
I cannot take this anymore.
I cannot take this anymore, he says.
And then what was it? XXX Tentacion. XXX Tentacion's like, don't update your phone. It takes away Flappy Bird.
Yeah, dude. Guys, don't update.
Or don't delete Flappy Bird. You won't get it back. Thanks, XXX Tentacion.
I feel for him, honestly. I do. Yeah. That's crazy. That level of attention is hard to handle.
Oh, yeah, no, and it, like even if not for the dangers of whatever country, being able to see no matter how much money you make or something like that being a problem, that type of attention on you has got to be really, really, really like just.
Yeah, you can't prepare for that. Dude. Nothing you could do could prepare you to be the number one app in the App Store for a week, and then all of a sudden you have hundreds of millions of people playing your game and talking shit about your game, and you're making all this money, and your life has just changed like that. The life that you knew last week no longer exists. You are a different person.
I read a comment once, just like talking about like just the general when something like blows up like that in your face. It's like fame and understanding like what happens to you when it happens is like traumatic in a way.
Yeah, it would be.
Yes,
because your whole sense of self is different now.
It's completely different, or you start growing into like whatever this whole phenomenon that's happening to you. Your whole persona is just starting to feed into it. Because then, like, I also see how different of a person I was before I started making content, and now I have a way better understanding of myself. 7, nearly 8 years into making content. But it did take a while because I didn't know what was going on around me. I was like, shit, this is all new. This is all really weird. And so sometimes I still mentally feel like I'm like 19 years old. But no, I'm a father, and I'm pushing 30. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Whoa. Cool it, buddy. You're still in your late 20s.
I got bills to pay. I got a mortgage. I got car payments. I have insurance that I need to take care of. Like,
child.
At the end of the day, I still want a Little Caesars pizza. You know, I feel like that's enough to make me happy. But I know there's other things in my life that need to take priority as well. And so it's just kind of funky when I think about that. Sorry about the tangent, but hey, Flappy Bird, play Flappy Bird.
Yeah, play Flappy Bird on a
vape. My buddy used to have the vape that you could play Flappy Bird on. It was crazy.
That's fucked
up.
Wait,
a vape you could play Flappy Bird
on?
Yeah,
dude. They had like a little display. And
it's like playing
have,
Doom
like,
on pregnancy
counter.
Tests.
Yeah. But he's like, yeah, you can play Flappy Bird on the vape. I'm like, can you install it? And I'm like, and he was like, no.
Were they just like puffing away and flapping at the same time?
No. I don't think so. I think it like sacrificed, being able to vape, and then you could just play Flappy Bird on the.
In the meantime.
Why do vapes have enough system power to power an app? What more do they have to do other than turn on and turn off and have a small timer so you hit the blinkerton?
I had a guy last night in my chat who said, "Hey, bro, every single time you miss a note, I'm going to take a blinker." I was playing You Don't Know Me. The chart was just starting.
Shit,
I deadass put the guitar down.
Dude,
bro,
Benjamin City. Bro went to Benjamin City.
Oh, my guy
you're
was
just like,
yo,
what are you going to do now? What's going to happen now, man?
Yeah, what are you going to do now?
For your lungs.
You are dead now. I just killed a man on Fortnite Festival.
# deceased.
I'm dead, bro. Nicotine overdose. Is that a thing?
Overdose of nicotine? Man. Endless possibilities.
I mean, nicotine can fuck you up.
There's a thing that I swear to God, I've watched a documentary on this where some people actually will use large doses of nicotine as like a psychedelic, like straight up like snorting it and having like a crazy out of body experience for like 30 seconds.
Interesting.
It can't be worth it, guys. It can't be worth it.
Rush.
Yeah, that just reminds me of people like when I was in high school. Like I had some friends that like did salvia. Right, and like they were like, "Oh, it hits you like a train," era. And then like, and then a minute later, like it's over, and I'm like, "Why would you ever want to do that?" Like,
yeah, it's like it's like doing whippets.
Over.
Sometimes that's all people need, man. Like
that's college. That's college.
Yeah.
That's just fucking crazy to me.
Yeah,
like recreational drug use like that is like, I don't know, man. I won't speak on it because like I don't know. It's just different worldly to me.
I'll speak on it.
My drug is Fortnite Festival.
My drug is Fortnite Festival, bro.
That's right.
Speaking of new
don't
songs
huff the air can, bro. Whatever that canned air is called, don't huff that because that'll fuck you up. Like that'll kill you.
Yeah, don't
Like,
do that.
You ever see that one video of this dude doing that in his truck and like talking super low because it fucks up your voice?
There you go.
Like that dude's dead now.
You can shut up that plastic pretty finely, actually.
Shout out to 760 Creations.
Hell yeah.
Only the best plastic for me.
I do want to touch on regarding back to Rock Band 4 is that I feel like, so for those who don't know, Rhythm Authors are the people doing Fortnite Festival songs. Harmonix has been contracting them for a long time. Rhythm Authors started out as a Rock Band Network authoring. So Rhythm Authors was also doing all of Rock Band 4's DLC. And I've personally been very vocal about the fact that a lot of the Rock Band 4 DLC, like, I have not found the charting to be very good. And I think that a lot of that probably is burnout, to be honest. I mean, they've been working on this series for a very long time. And so the people who were saying, like, oh, you know, screw Fortnite Festival, we need Rock Band 5, like, look at it from the perspective of, like, let the devs move on.
Yeah, I mean, all you have to do is look at the DLC offerings over the past, like, 3-ish years and see, like, well, they're already scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
I mean, look,
getting,
man,
like, all
Highway
these
to
no-name
Oblivion.
bands that aren't even on Spotify at some
But
times.
even, like, Highway to Oblivion, I've been vocal of the fact that, like, I don't think that the guitar chart is good. Like, I don't think it's good. And, like,
I don't know if we've actually spoken about it on the stream, though, but, like, for the story about Highway to Oblivion. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
bro,
now you're too.
I talk about it like on the podcast,
there you go.
on the show,
on the show.
I gotta screw my mic back in. Hold on.
From what I understand, the reason why Highway to Oblivion is like that is because they wanted to see if they could get away with it, and they did.
What do you mean by that?
So, like,
that's awful.
But don't like, obviously don't quote me on this if this isn't true. But it was like, it was a rumor that somebody working over at Rhythm Authors or whoever the charting department was just like, do you think they'll let us get away with this if we chart it like this? Hyper accurate, pulse in the maggots type shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
like
then
testing the bounds, right? Testing the limits,
testing the bounds type thing. I think that's the better way to put it. So it doesn't seem like I'm really shitting on them. While I don't really agree that was like a great idea, it did end up for a very fucking funny chart. I will say
it did.
FC by 2 people total. Will and
Will has FC'd it 2 times, more than any person should.
Once solo and then once in a full band. Full band FC of Highway to Oblivion like a week or 2 after it came out. That's fucked.
Very quick.
That's very fucked.
Quick. So the thing that my criticism coming from a charter myself is that I just don't understand. Reaper has the feature to, like, evenly space out notes. Like, they could have kept the note vomit and had it all be the same step the whole entire time. Moonscraper has that feature too. You can select a group of notes and say equal space, and if you're having an odd grouping of rhythms that doesn't really land because the guitar is playing, like, very fast or sloppily, usually both, you can equal space all of that out, and it makes it a much better experience for the player. Like, they wanted to stay true
to the artist's intent, JP. They wanted to do exactly how Herman played it.
Well, listen.
To the exact millisecond.
I'm gonna counter you right there, because Harmonix's own authoring guides specifically say that you should chart what you believe that the guitarist intended to play. That's what it says.
Hey, man, I mean, they might have made the rules. They don't have to abide by them, right? If you make the rules, you're the one who can break the rules, right?
All I'm saying are meant to be broken.
All I'm saying is, if whoever charted it is watching this, I have no ill will towards you as a person. I ask why.
I'm just sad. I'm just sad that this is a thing.
The good news,
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
We're not mad. We're just disappointed with you. It's okay.
The good
don't hate the sinner, hate the sin.
Is that Rhythm Authors is doing a bomb ass job in Fortnite Festival.
They're
doing,
and
you know, like, shout out to Die for real.
Yeah,
because
shout outs to Die. Shout outs to, like,
agreed.
Freak.
Because they've been coming into the stream and they're like, "Hey, I'm taking notes on what you think of the drum chart. All right, go for it." I play the drum chart and I'm like, I fucking love this. Or even before that, I was like, you know what? We need to see more tap and lift note chords together. So, like, you're doing a tap on one lane and lifting off at the same time. It'd just be a brain fuck.
And
then now that's the norm for a drum chart now. Like you see get him back.
Tiger.
You see, Return the Tiger. Both Olivia Rodrigo songs. Heat Waves was the big one. That was like the one that was just like, hey.
Well, that was the one. That was the one. The Freak was like, I can't wait for you to see this chart, right? Because it's like, you look at a song like that, you're like, what? Why? It's like, it's like a mainstream pop song, right? And it's like, why do you want me to see
how could this possibly ever be interesting? Yeah. And then they did it. They made it interesting. Really cool drum chart.
It's so cool that like the people at Rhythm Authors and the people at Epic Games at Harmonix as well are watching. They just don't talk in the chat like everybody else does. But like Freak is watching, Die is watching, ELX is watching.
They're probably all talking in their own Slack channels or whatever.
Yeah, Absolutely. Other people that we don't know at Rhythm Authors are watching or having data things passed around to them.
100%.
They're locked in. They're listening and watching and taking notes.
It is so cool that they are listening
changes.
Because it just.
I don't think I've ever felt this type of influence on like a regular ass game like this before.
Seriously,
it's super humbling.
Amazing.
And I know, like it's credit where credit's due. All of us are doing a good job of being vocal about like. Hey, you should add this. You should do this. We like this. We don't really like this. No, until they take away overdrive auto hit. You know what I mean? Like,
that's the biggest sticking point right now. I think for most people, is like, why does it do that? I always break my combo when that happens. Like, just add a toggle. Simple as that.
Look, man. I like the word I use is like, I'm happy, right? Yeah. Like I'm genuinely happy dude. Because it feels like the entire community's voice is being heard. And like, look, people are going to complain about song choice until the end of time. You will never please everybody, especially when you're putting in U2 and Olivia Rodrigo. People are going to get mad. It is what it is, right? Add the song from Stranger
I'm a resident
Things,
U2 hater.
We heard you a million
Don't care
times,
for him.
Add the song from Stranger Things, right? Like,
the Master of Puppets.
This is not the song from Stranger Things. Don't speak another word.
That's pretty much verbatim what that comment was.
Yeah, that was a comment.
This is legitimately like the thing that some people who say, "Oh, why don't you just play the games that are free?" Don't get is that this is an ongoing product. A lot of people are looking at Fortnite Festival like it's just done, right?
Yeah.
Where this is the beginning.
Not even close to done.
This is like before anything major has even happened with the game.
I've spoken. I don't know on my stream. I've spoken about it, but here on the show, I don't know if I have. But like. It's very possible that, after the initial novelty of, hey, here's a new Guitar Hero game or here's a new Rock Band game, and then the dry spell of no content for 2-3 weeks after that. Like, I understand that, a holiday release is tough to keep up with, the well-being of your workers.
And especially with all the competition. It's in Fortnite, guys. You can do so many things in Fortnite now. You have Battle Royale, which is huge. It's still a juggernaut. You have the new Lego mode, which is the most popular of the three. You have the new Lego Racing. You have any number of random UEFN creator-created maps, right? I mean, there's a lot of competition. Just within the same game.
The UEFN maps do way better than I thought they did, too. Like, holy crap, man. People are playing those things.
Huge player counts.
Yeah, like, I totally like understand why people wouldn't even want to touch Festival for a little bit because they don't want to wait. They don't want to wait. They don't want to wait every week just to get on and play songs. They're probably gonna wait until there's like 200 songs into the game, and then they're gonna have their binge. They're gonna have their little binge again because
I think that
we're so used to. Hold on, I'm almost done. Like we're so used to like when a new game comes out, we play all the songs, and there's mostly like. On average, like 70 songs in the game. And then we want DLC to come out every week after that, But the new generation of people have not experienced that. The first time that they're ever going to experience... This is like their first time having experience with a Rock Band type game and how the releases work and stuff like that. And then us diehard fans, people who either resent the game or they're playing it because, it's a Rock Band game. They have like backlogs of 50,000 songs over on Clone Hero, over on Yarg, or over on their 3 Deluxe build, or whatever, something like that. I get it that they're not going to come back for a little while, but that's the reason like we're sticking with it because it's important for us to stick with it as like as our jobs, not only as our jobs, but also to keep everybody talking at the same time.
Yeah, we're trying to grow this game because we like the game. We're passionate about the game. We want to see more people join us.
Like we want people to come back Yeah, we want people to come back and be like, wow, this is so much better than when I first played the game during Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, wow, they fixed this. Oh, wow, this is so nice. You know, like it's already starting to like kind of be that way.
Oh wow, that old guitar I've had sitting in my closet for the past 10 years, I can use that in the game now.
I can use that now.
That's pretty cool. How do I do that? Can you show me how to do
I
that?
think when instrument support drops, like it's gonna, like we're gonna.
That's the floodgates.
It's gonna be the floodgates. Like we're definitely playing an early access beta type thing right now.
If there's holdouts in our communities that play the old games, I think they'll come.
Yeah,
I think they'll come to the game.
I think
when there's actual instrument mode.
There's a lot more incentive there. Like so many people, oh well, it sucks that there's no strumming in it. You know, the thing with the thing that I wanted to bring up too is that like when Legacy mode launches, the whole party mode aspect of Rock Band comes back, right?
Yes.
Like you're gonna have 4 people sitting in front of a fucking TV with like using like a dual sense, right? Like no, like people want to act like they're playing in a band. Right, like start a band, rock the world. That was the slogan of Rock Band, right?
It wouldn't surprise me. Like, there's no local multiplayer for Festival currently.
No, there's not.
I can see them adding it because
we need it. We need
because
local
Fortnite
multiplayer.
actually does. Battle Royale actually has local multiplayer.
It does?
You can play. Yeah, dude, you can play with 2 people. Like you and a buddy can do split screen. It's fucking nuts.
I did not know that.
I've done it a couple times and it's fun as fuck.
We already know what
I had no clue.
We already know what local would look like.
So you have to be on like at least, I don't know if you could do it on like base Xbox One, base PS4, but like on PS4 Pro, PS5, and like Xbox One X and the Xbox Series S and Series X, you can just have another controller. You press Y or triangle, you sign in as a guest. It's literally like the old days
like
of
Call
Xbox
of Duty.
Live. You and your little brother, or you and your big brother, you and your younger sibling, whoever the fuck. Your buddy comes over and he doesn't have an Xbox, but you guys want to play some video games together.
Just get a guest account.
Added,
So
load up the guest account.
We could have Rock Band Nights co-op in Festival in the future.
The technology's already
absolutely.
there.
The technology is literally there.
I didn't know that.
That literally there.
I'm hopeful now. I'm very hopeful for that local multiplayer.
Yeah, no, like that's with the lack of like local multiplayer with Festival, I was just like, yeah, they're probably gonna add it eventually. It's gonna happen probably with like instrument support. Really, I can see that happening.
That's what I think too, because it would make no sense for them not to do it. It's like how I see it. Like it'd be like shooting themselves in the foot because
especially if like you said, like grabbing the guitar out of the closet and then you have the homie on the dual sense.
Yeah, and you know what? That brings up another point. Are we going to have a quote-unquote like cross-compatibility mode where like one person can be playing lead on a guitar and then another person is playing lead on like controller, right?
Sure hope so.
Yeah, I hope
so. No, there's no way. There's no
band.
I think
I would love
in
that.
terms of like, because like the biggest word that we've been using whenever we talk about Fortnite Festival is accessibility.
Yes.
It would make zero sense to single out pad players and instrument players.
Yeah,
it would make zero sense.
It's like because I would love to see that, man. That would be. I'd
love to see that because like you can have the homie who's been playing GH for like 20 years, and then you can have like
Newbies.
the little brother or
your little brother who plays expert on the controller and
daughter,
is damn good,
your son, your daughter,
your dog.
Your dog rocking out that Kramer.
Rocking out the Kramer. Yeah, put that up on the podcast. Put that up on the podcast
I will.
Right
I love that fucking image.
Like, see, he's gonna be playing. Good boy.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing.
Good boy.
Yeah, good boy. Come here, little guy. But yeah, there's a lot of like possibilities, and I know that Harmonix and Epic are probably already considering all of them because like
they want to have a good music experience for the at-home consumer, the at-home just game enjoyer.
Dude, if you read that interview from Alex Rogopoulos, he's dreaming big. He dreamed big by forming Harmonix in the first place, and look what happened. It worked out.
Fortnite Festival is a free-to-play game. It's free to play.
And that's why I hate when I see the comments of people being like, "Well, you can play Clone Hero because it's free," and everybody's like, "Fortnite's free too, bro."
Bro,
like,
and then
what's the
who
argument
comes in
here?
my chat? Sri Lane comes in is like, hey, can you check the leaderboard for me? Oh,
Clone Hero
the
developer,
creator
by the
of
way.
Clone Hero is in second place on the leaderboard.
I love that.
Dude,
so
I
cool.
love that he's like, oh, people are playing Clown. Let me go get top of the leaderboard. I'll show them what's up.
Yeah.
Bro, shout out to Sri Lane for that. That's huge. Just saying, that's amazing. Love it.
I love that. I really do.
But here's the real question. I know we're all thinking about it. Do you guys think that they're using the biggest game in the world, Fortnite, just as a testing ground to see if Rock Band 5 would sell?
Oh my god!
We did talk about this before Festival was even a thing. Remember when Jason had the whole tinfoil thing going on? Being like, hey, there could be a Rock Band game. We don't know. This is before Big Bang.
We didn't play
just
the
like,
mode
hey,
yet.
you know what? A Maximum Copium would be like, hey, testing grounds to see if it would make sense to have a Rock Band 5 game. In my opinion,
had no clue.
And that opinion made sense before we played the game and saw what it was doing.
Yeah.
We just knew that it existed.
We didn't know the scope.
We didn't know the scope.
Yeah.
And now that we do know the scope, that is an insane thing to say because this is the game you're talking about. This is the Rock Band game. This is the Rock Band 5 that you want.
This is the Rock Band 5. And literally the answer to that question is there isn't going to be a Rock Band 5 because this is Rock Band 5.
This is Rock Band 5 and everything
if
but
you don't agree with it, you can go play the other games. Like they didn't.
Those are still there. Those are still there. You can go buy every DLC for Rock Band 4 now.
Yeah,
I think it's important for Harmonix to move on, man. Because it's just it's time. It's time
Evolution.
to move on. And we got to do something new. And I get that people are nostalgic, and the four of us are nostalgic. That's why the deluxe projects are so great. If you want to play Rock Band, it's thriving. You don't need a new official game to play Rock Band. But if you want to do a new rhythm game from Harmonix, then this is your answer. You're not going to get exactly what you want, but wait a little bit.
And I'll be honest, this might even get you into other Eastern rhythm games as well.
Yes,
just playing
man.
Fortnite Festival.
Totally.
Yep.
It's totally an open window for that.
I think that this is the evolution of the series because Guitar Hero turned into Rock Band, turned into Festival. And hey, maybe there's still a chance we see a new Guitar Hero in the future, but I will say it would be really bad of me to not point this out. There was a huge hit this week at Activision where 1,900 people were laid off.
That's really bad.
And included in that was the entire physical division for games. So I don't know, when it comes to things like physical media in a game that requires its own unique physical controller,
It's Jover.
that looks like a really bad sign for Activision in regards to Guitar Hero. Just throwing that out there.
They still make physical controllers, though. You can't not have physical controllers, right? Not a guitar controller, get rid of the guitar controller concept. Just a controller that you hold in your hand, a pad. They have to have those. So the manufacturing of a guitar is still in play, I think.
Yeah, I understand Jason's point, and I think that a lot of people are realizing that, obviously a lot of layoffs, especially in the games industry, are happening. It's very upsetting. What's basically happened is that a lot of extra hands were needed when COVID was at its peak, and they're kind of they're kind of trimming the fat now, and it's unfortunate that people who don't deserve it get so negatively affected by it. Because a lot of the people I've noticed on Twitter that are getting let go have been at the companies for a very long time. These are people who have had a long stay tenure at these companies. Like the Riot layoffs. There was somebody who got laid off that had been there for 8+ years.
Yeah.
Why are these people getting targeted over everybody else if they're still doing their jobs well? Because I doubt that this is a you're not doing enough good enough work thing. I highly doubt that.
No, a lot of times layoffs are just pretty much random.
It's statistical. It's here you go.
Flip of a coin,
they're just looking at people as numbers. We have to meet this X number of people let go so that we can reach this number of profit, and then we can readjust that so that we meet that number. Okay, the math adds up. X, they're gone.
This is the kind of scary stuff that makes people like the four of us want to work for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the harsh reality of it, is that I was working at a job that I hated, and then I started making more money modding guitars, and I stuck with that. And it's still difficult. Don't get me wrong, but there's benefits and there's downsides to it, right?
True.
Health insurance, for example. If you don't have a W-2 or work for a company, you got to pay for that shit yourself. It's expensive, right? Especially if you're supporting a whole family. There's a lot of downsides, but I know you. Yeah.
Don't get me started, bro.
You got your.
Hey, you know what? Everything's gonna change. By this time next week, I will be breathing again in my sleep.
Yes.
We got CPAP.
Yes, you will.
We got
Good man.
CPAP.
Good man.
Sleep apnea is no motherfucking joke. Not one bit.
I feel like I'm getting deep with this. The point is that layoffs fucking suck, and I'm sorry to everybody who's been laid off.
It really hurts seeing people I knew that literally left full-time streaming to go back to the game industry be a part of those layoffs.
Kicked out.
Mm.
Yeah,
that's hard,
out, man.
I don't want to single out anybody in particular, but I see people I've known who I've considered acquaintances, right? Like that are really kind, and seeing them lose their positions because these are people who love their communities and like love the work they do. And it's not their fault that they're losing their gigs. And that's not very fair at all.
Imagine having a job that you love. You know how difficult that is to find? It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard.
I mean,
most
game
people
dev
hate their job.
Game dev, I would imagine, is probably one of the
like a dream job.
Yeah, like
people.
everybody that works in game dev is like super passionate about it.
Game dev.
I mean, meet your random CPA. Sure, they like accounting, but is that like their dream? Like, do they eat, sleep, and live accounting?
Maybe.
Some people sure,
maybe.
Yes,
but the majority is like
just
just a job. I don't mind it; it's cool. But game developers, that is their life. Like they grew up playing video games. They love video games. That
dude,
100%.
I saw that
there's to be in this industry.
I saw that there was like a adventure Blizzard game. There was a Blizzard like adventure
survival game.
Canceled it.
Completely gone. Was worked on for 6 years. I'd have a joke. I'd turn into the Joker. I would go insane if
that would
radicalize 6 years of my life were to be canned.
That would fuck
like
you
that.
up.
I cannot
never
imagine
gets to
that.
experience it.
Right.
That's
Your
why
visions,
game
all of that shit, gone because they
that's
had
why
to
game
meet some
preservation
numbers.
is so important because people, you don't realize that they spend years of their lives on these things. Like, I mean, I can think of like a perfect example, like fucking Sonic Extreme. Like bro that worked on that got pneumonia because he was working like 24 hours every day. Like, not getting
people
shit
pour
out
their
there
passion
sucks.
How do you think the developers of Dinosaur Planet felt it was going to get turned into a Star Fox game?
God, yeah.
Like, how do you think they felt about that shit?
They had to port it to a new system.
Yeah, yeah. They went from a 64 to a GameCube in like record time. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just
it probably at that point they're probably going like, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, man. You know, all that work for nothing, right? Like there was that recent example. It's not video games, but like a few months ago, right? Where like, the fucking. What was it? The Wile E. Coyote movie that was supposed to come out or whatever, and then they just canceled it for like a tax write-off. What was it called?
I don't.
You know what? It was one with John Cena.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the only time. I think that happened a couple years prior with Batwoman. I think.
Yeah, Batwoman. I heard about that shit. They just completely canned it.
Yeah, somehow their accountants like said that if we just write this off as a loss, it'll be more of a benefit to us than if we actually release the movie and sell tickets to it.
That's insane.
It was done, ready to go. It was complete. Like, they could have sent it off to a movie theater, and it would have been done and ready to go. But they canned it.
Okay. Coyote versus Acme.
My computer in my brain just went short circuit.
Like, I don't get it either. I don't get it either, but it clearly makes sense, because that's why they did it.
That's so insane.
It makes sense.
That's so insane to
by
me,
law, but
listen,
no, it don't make no sense.
No.
Money makes the world go round. That's the harsh reality. To some people, that's way more important than getting years of work out. It is what it is.
Oh.
Yeah, and movies like that, that's not just a couple people working on it. That's thousands of people. Thousands of
they
people.
Have, like,
not just the actors.
Editing, like, doing the
editors,
like,
CGI artists,
editors,
the crew that are working the cameras and the
actresses.
booms and the fucking caterers even that are feeding these people, right?
I think
there's
that's
so many
worth
people involved in
mentioning.
projects like that.
Yeah, whenever you see a game, right, like, so many times people don't think about who's behind the scenes, like, working on this and how many people it actually takes to make it. Like, I think back to my time at UB, and like one of my friends there was doing the writing for an NPC that was an ice cream vendor on the streets of Paris for Assassin's Creed, right? Like, that's, you know, somebody still, their job is writing that NPC dialogue for an ice cream vendor, right?
Yeah, the thing that you spend 20 seconds in the game doing and then never again, right? Like,
and some people just like
do that.
And you know, like, somebody probably walk up to the guy and be like, "This guy is fucking stupid. This shit sucks."
Yeah.
And then they go
all
on.
Saying that, yeah. But somebody has to do it. Somebody has to
do it, man. Like, it's just hard.
Not for long. AI.
That might still be the intention, though.
Asmongold,
That
you
might
see
still...
that?
Oh, God. All right, this we go a different direction.
Yeah.
It might be stupid if, you know, that's the intent, right? You never know, because they might be trying to get that right emotion from a player, right? And, hey, that's the job. That's a lot.
It's a piece of art at the end of the day. It is. Video games are just a big art piece, much like a movie, much like a TV show,
labor
much
of
like
love,
music.
man.
It's art.
They're
it's
a
made by
money-
people
they're a
for
money
people
machine
to
Yeah,
for the
until
enjoy.
they start
publisher
doing
and-
the quips where it's like, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did I just do that?
Did I just shift reality? You said clip. I forget who did it.
Yeah,
I think like game,
is that Forspoken?
No.
It's Forspoken-esque, the type of dialogue. It was some other game. I can't remember the name of it. I think it might have been
the Viewfinder one.
The Viewfinder. Yeah.
Viewfinder. That clip's fucking hilarious. I laugh every time I see that. Like she says,
and
this
it like
kind of
stopped. No, but
turns the volume all the way down.
Shifted. Did it like shifted? Like like now people don't do that. Like especially after the Forspoken response too, man.
Millennial core writing, bro. I hate it.
Yeah, it's like leave that shit in 2012.
Yeah, let it die.
We don't want to see that anymore. We don't want to hear that anymore. It's like, oh.
Did I just do a segue on the Lore Hero podcast? Hey guys, let's go on. I can't help. Oh no.
Yeah. Hey Nate.
Wow.
How's life?
Hey Nate. How's life?
Stop it. I'm not interested in doing anything like that.
Rumored songs. We should by the time this episode airs.
Oh yes, you're right.
By the time that this episode airs, I got an interesting little tidbit here. I think it's gonna since it got leaked in the shop, after the last update that we got on Tuesday, Dookie by Green Day is suspected to be a song bundle.
Are you kidding me,
bro?
I knew someone was up about the sweater, bro. I was like, "There's no way."
God, what do you mean? What's up with the sweater? Nice little quarter zip. I did. I'm wearing my Dookie shirt.
I spit on my keyboard because of your Dookie. What a sentence.
I Dookied all over that man. Made him wet with my Dookie.
Wow.
Yo. Hell no. Nah.
Moving on. Dookie coming to Fortnite Festival, by the way.
Because
talking about Green Day, folks.
Because listen to this.
As setting up.
Songs come out every Thursday. When did Dookie release?
February 1st, 1994.
And guess what? February 1st is
February
2024. 1st? It's a Thursday, baby. New song Thursday. 30th anniversary for Dookie. That's already been leaked in the files. It lines up, baby. It's too coincidental to not be real.
And now I wanted to talk about the song bundles because I'm sure we all have our own thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. And if you go look into the shop, I don't know if I think if you buy two songs together, so there's a 9 Inch Nails bundle, U2 bundle, Olivia Rodrigo bundle, and instead of paying 500 V-Bucks per song, instead it's 900 V-Bucks for both songs.
Yes.
So now a bit of a cut if you are willing to, fork out. It's not exactly $9 because $9 when they changed the price of V-Bucks when the whole Apple thing was going on. 1,000 V-Bucks is actually $9 USD.
Yes.
And if you think about it, if you go to Argentina, it is extremely cheap for 1,000 V-Bucks. Like we're talking a couple of bucks here. I'm just saying that if you want some cheap,
don't fuck around with that. By the way, a lot of places will ban you for doing that.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Move to Argentina if you want.
If you move to Argentina and you live in Argentina.
And you live in Argentina.
But if you have a US-based account and you're using Argentinian codes with a VPN.
If you have a friend in Argentina, ask them to come play festival with you. Because you know how song sharing works with with festival,
band.
Go hit up your Argentinian friend, be like, "Hey, you know what? Let's play some Rock Band with the boys tonight. Let's play some festival with the boys tonight."
Yeah.
Get all the bundles.
You got all the songs, right? I'll send you the money. I'll send you 25 cents.
Can you gift me the Family Guy chicken?
Whoa, okay. We're trying to
give you real cash.
We're treading into some territory right now, bro.
Gifting.
So 900 V-Bucks, right? 900 V-Bucks, I think is better than we expected because I know that Alec and Jake and maybe
it said 800 and then I saw 900 and I was like, oh, okay.
You were thinking 950 though.
I threw in a 950 just to be funny. It's like, yeah, you get a 50 V-Buck discount. That's like 45 cents.
There is
go get yourself something nice
here. There's a W to mention, which is because these bundles exist. Now, if you buy a song and you ever want to buy another, there's a built-in discount. Those bundles give you the discount if you have one part of the bundle and not the other.
Yeah, that's what happened with Good For You because we bought Good For You
yes.
on Tuesday. That little hiccup release, and then the bundle came out and it was like 400 V-Bucks.
Yep, $100
for getting back. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yep. It's just really awesome. That's great. That's lovely that they do that.
Need to see more of that.
I did not expect that. I mean, with music licensing, I expected it to just be
with music licensing, that makes a whole lot of sense. No,
yeah,
I was going to compare it to the fact that if you try to buy like a skin bundle, which they haven't had skin bundles in the shop for a minute now, if you add one piece to it, then like another, getting like the back bling and the pickaxe was going to be a lot cheaper. But yeah, no, it is surprising.
With the Weekend, the icon skin.
Oh yeah, I guess that too. But yeah, I'm thinking that with Dookie, we're probably gonna get like the best of cuts. If it's the full album, I'm expecting
full
that
album
bitch
is so
to be
fucking
like,
I would
over.
scream.
So over. I would lose my mind.
I don't know, man. That would be insane. I don't
see it happening.
Okay.
But if it does, oh my fucking
most optimistic, most realistically thinking, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 songs. 4 to 5 songs.
Yeah. That'd be
or
like the
6 songs. Or it could be 6 songs to match up with, having 6 songs a week.
Hey, might as well
And
go
in
to
that
7,
case-
right? That's half the album. Come on, give us half.
I mean,
half the album.
My thought is there's 4
Round
singles.
that up to 0.5
grab
rounds
the
up
4
to 1.
singles,
Might as
right?
well give us that whole album then, right?
There were 4 singles. Some of the ones that are on album, the deep cuts would be rough in Fortnite. I don't know how they
Not
put FOD
appropriate.
in game.
Yeah, fuck off and
all
die.
about myself.
Yeah.
Even Amenia Sleepus is somewhat of a deep cut, and I want
That's
to
a
see
deep
that on
cut.
drums so bad.
I
I
love
would
that
love to
song.
see it, but it's a deep cut. It's really short. Coming Clean is like also super
that
short.
would be the hardest drum song in the game.
Oh my god, it'd be hard as hell.
Yeah.
It would be cool if they did Chomp Longview as one song, but I don't see that happening. That'd be like 7 minutes, right? That'd be like 6-7 minutes.
That'd be the longest
of
song in the game for sure.
That'd be the longest song in the game. That'd be longer than Zombie. Zombie's like what, 5.5 minutes?
Probably.
I
Something
think
like
that when I come
Return
around in
of the
Basket
Tiger.
Case,
Yeah, those two are like
locked in.
locked, and then Welcome to
Locked.
Paradise would be my
When I
third.
come around,
tonight-
Basket Case.
If Basket Case is in there, I can't wait for them to censor the word sex. That's going to be great. And
Welcome
whore.
to Paradise.
Hey, no, there is sex in Fortnite. Don't forget about that. There's sex. There is sex in Fortnite. It says so right on the Peggy ratings.
I know we're talking Green Day, but with censors, anybody else surprised that with the new remaster for March of the Pigs, they censored an entire line of lyrics?
Take the skin and peel it back.
Peel the skin.
Take the lyrics and peel them off.
Yeah.
Oh,
there was just nothing there. Jake, I was locked into the drum chart, and then Jake was like, "Did you hear that?" Or like lack there of a line. And I was like, "No, I was locked in." And then I came back, the whole line is just fucking gone.
Gone.
Like it's totally like Jake
jarring.
said. It was like it was a notch in your bedpost line from Band Hero.
Yeah, it's
Sugar,
like
we're
that
going
level.
down.
It's like that level of censorship. Like that's ridiculous.
Holy shit, I
Wishing
forgot
to be
about that, man.
in your jeans.
Yeah, the what in your jeans?
I'm
The
just
friction?
your bedpost, but you're just yeah.
Yeah, come on.
It's like, damn,
But-
they added this song.
Also,
Even
worth
after all
mentioning,
that?
this March of the Pigs cut that we got, exclusive to Fortnite. There's an extended outro
Exclusive.
that Nine Inch Nails usually performs live, but was never like studio recorded. Now there's a studio cut with that outro made by Trent Reznor himself. He insisted on it being in the game.
Thanks to Freak for confirming
Yes.
that.
Hey,
Trent
Freak,
Reznor
rhythm
actually
authors,
reached
rhythm authors.
out to Fortnite. They reached out. Trent Reznor reached out to Fortnite and was like, "Hey, I want to do a live cut to keep up with keep up with the like a flair to the whole festival theme, because you are a live band playing like music on a live stage, that type of thing." And so I know that there's a lot of bands that do live cuts like that, and they just kind of jam. It would be so cool to see more stuff like that in the future from artists. Because Trent Reznor is a big Rock Band fan. Like,
yes,
he's done re-records and all this stuff for Rock Band in the past. Apparently, he redid vocals for a Nine Inch Nails song just for Rock Band. Terrible lie. I didn't know this.
Didn't know
until
that.
someone put me on Twitter, which I'll have to triple check. But if not, it's what it's.
By the way, I gotta say, his voice sounds just like it did in the '90s. Like it feels like
but
he hasn't changed.
it's funny.
at all.
People were saying like, you could tell the difference between modern Trent Reznor
It's
and
super
96
small
Trent
though.
Reznor.
Super small.
But he still's got the energy. He's still
He's
packing
got
that
it.
energy, which is like
He's got it.
still got it, man. Yeah,
I think
whether
he's
you're
really,
a fan of Nine Inch Nails or not, that is really awesome to see. Just a staple artist,
Big artist support.
Artist supporting this game. With
Not a small artist like Witch Gang.
Not a small artist like Witch Gang.
Funny you mention, considering. For anybody who doesn't know, there is this secret group, Witch Gang, in the game, brand new, and part of the membership of that band is Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. So, again, confirming that love for the Rock Band series. I mean, festival now, the evolution, whatever the hell you want to call it. But really cool to see that artist involvement because, hey, every Nine Inch Nails song in the game is some sort of remaster. They've done updated versions. That's really cool. I mean, what else can we see from other artists in the future doing the same sort of treatment? You know, what if we got, exclusive Green Day remasters for Dookie's 30th anniversary?
I wanted to go back to Dookie real fast.
Oh, man.
I'm expecting worst ending it being 3 songs.
Yeah,
I'm expecting worst ending it being 3 songs. We get Basket Case, When I Come Around, and like Welcome to Paradise. Like
that'd be my 3. That'd be my 3. That
I think that'd be the 3, and that'd be the 3 most accessible off that album. Even though the whole album is accessible in my opinion,
for the most part, except for maybe Fuck Off and Die.
For the most part.
That one's a bit out there.
Dude, Fuck Off and Die is fire. I love that. I love that song.
I
do too. One of my favorites, top 3 maybe.
You're just
up.
I can't explain it because I think you.
No, they didn't center suck for Olivia Rodrigo with Get Him Back. You know, tell her that her son sucks.
Tell her son sucks.
True. Yeah.
Lots of haters for Olivia Rodrigo this week.
Which is a shame.
I don't get it.
I'm being completely honest.
I like
People
the songs.
really don't like her. Man.
I like the songs.
Weird.
I'm a Rodrigo bro.
Fine.
She's Filipino, so I have to rep
Philippine bros.
Rep Filipino talent, you know what I mean?
I mean, look, I think that she's got a great voice, and I really like the way that that the songs are written personally in terms of like the vocal inflections, like constantly changing and like.
I was talking this about this with Jake too. It's like the angsty teen girl punk rock type of vibe is
They're onto something.
Unstoppable.
They're onto something.
They're
I like
onto something. You know, shout out to like
I'm a
Destroy
26-year-old
Boys
white man,
and
I like it.
Yeah, shout out to fucking Destroy Boys from the Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. Like, there's some good cuts in there from some all female punk rock bands in there, or female fronted punk rock. But having that exposed to the general public, she's a Disney star, so she's got access to everybody.
Which I didn't even know. By the way,
music.
first time I heard about Olivia Rodrigo was with her music. I didn't even know she was in Disney shit before that. Because I was already too old to be watching Disney when she was doing their shit. So
yeah, totally. Like she was on I'm pretty sure she was on the show that fucking Jake Paul was on when he was in Disney.
That was the thing too. Real ones know Jake Paul from Vine.
Right, exactly.
Wasn't she on High School Musical? Or am I wrong?
She's on High School Musical, the show. So it was the Disney Plus.
Excuse me?
It was the Disney Plus TV show or whatever. It gets confusing. But she did songs for that. She got popular off of that, started a solo career, and now is doing this, this punk rock shit on top of moody teenage girl, type beat, which I fuck with. Hey, that's fine.
Good for her. I didn't realize how young she was.
She's like 20, right?
Yeah, it fucked me up when I see people younger than me being successful.
No. Someone said in the chat, it's like she was 2 years old when Guitar Hero 1 came out. Now she has 3 songs. Now she has 3. Now she has 3 songs in the new Guitar Hero Fortnite game.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that to me. I hate that so much.
Yeah. That's fucking wild. God. Yeah, you're welcome.
You're right though. She was born in 2003.
Yeah.
Oh, whoever that chatter was, fuck you for that.
I don't remember who said that. That shit is crazy.
I did see some kind of interesting too regarding celebrities' ages. Sydney Sweeney's been popping off this week because she was on Hot Ones, and then there's that one picture of her that kind of turned into a meme.
The fucking meme, dude.
Yeah, turns out she is 2 weeks older than me. I would expect that she'd be younger, like a lot younger.
I think like those actresses, like Zendaya and
yeah, she's older than I thought too.
Yeah, no, they're like around our age. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like my age. I'm starting to see people my age, 96, people just kind of
97 represent
millionaires. I was gonna say like Megan Thee Stallion is 95. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Oh God, I'm turning.
Jason over here.
Jason's just suffering in silence now.
Taylor Swift, she's a billionaire. There you go.
She's probably like 30 something, right? Yeah, who are the old people that are successful?
Great.
Yeah, what have you been doing? Why aren't you a billionaire yet?
When we get Taylor Swift into Fortnite, then Jason will be a billionaire. Real shit.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my God.
Oh,
probably end it there, eh?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
All right, sounds good.
Oh my God. Next week on Fortnite podcast,
Wasn't this podcast supposed to be about Guitar Hero lore?
Hey, we did this before we knew Fortnite Festival was
we
a
did
thing.
this before
okay, guys?
Fortnite was going to be a
give
thing,
us
bro.
break.
I mean,
we thought this was going to be
right
our swan song.
wrong time.
This was going to be our epilogue to the whole Guitar Hero and Rock Band series, and now there's a
and
revival.
Then they just brought it back.
Sorry, didn't know about it at the time. Sorry, we want to change the name to fucking Fortnite Festival Cast. No, I don't want to either.
I like Lore Hero.
Me too, Lore Hero.
like
we'll get
Lore
back to
Hero as
talking about lore eventually, right? You know,
we will.
We'll talk about more lore when we get the chance. When it's appropriate, exactly.
When we can slip it in.
Yeah, I want to slip it in, right? Let me slip it in. Let me slip it in. I have weekly engagements every Thursday. So we have to talk about those every Thursday, the new songs, right? And then we can slip in a little bit of lore. I know you like it.
Ooh,
I'll be gentle with it. We'll be gentle.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm leaving, bro.
All right.